Alright, here we are again. Um, I've got a, huge confession. Ah, I've been dumb as hell this whole time. Yeah, dumb as shit. I think I've been actually way overthinking everything. Uh, Losing all this money is completely not necessary at all. I was actually even considering going back to a science mode, starting over, intentionally getting Jebediah launched into space and leaving him there. I think this is perfectly fine. We can roll with what we've got. The tracking station does need to get upgraded. I'm missing a lot of science, like a whole ton of science. Actually, I'll probably post this sheet that I found just for anybody that's curious and playing along, or maybe you play it yourself. The amount of science that I am missing is just troubling. Um, but hey, it's been a long time since I played this, so I have all of this, and it's still not like barely scratching the surface of what I can get. The surface, because a lot of it is on the surface. So, um, right, this crew report from Launchpad. I can also do a crew report from a bunch of places, or not a crew report, but an EVA report from a lot of places in the Space Center itself. So yeah, big whoopsie on that one. And I think so. This one, atmospheric pressure scan from Launchpad. Did I already have one of these? Because it has no value. So I think I already had from Launchpad, EVA report, atmospheric pressure scan from Launchpad. I'm kind of confused why that's a 0. Because it should be the full value. Like, I know probably, I guess some of these are double. Or do I really need to do it again? Current data value. Yeah, can I do it this way? So Kerbin's southern ice shelf, right. And then also from Launchpad, but that's two separate biomes. So atmospheric pressure scan on, like, as I'm landing. So I've got flying low, flying high, in space. Like, I've got all these different places, and that's while flying at Kerbin. Kerbin's upper atmosphere. Atmospheric pressure scan in space near Kerbin, but there's like plenty more that I can do. So this science number is nowhere near where it could be. In order to get this, we have to have a little bit more money, but totally doable. Because another thing that I realized is I've been building rockets wrong. Like, if you look at some of these, are just insane for no reason. You know, this makes sense, okay, right? Couple stages, flies really well. It's the one that got Jebediah stuck. So, another thing that I realized, all these numbers, I should have been looking at the, Kerbal Engineer. Those numbers there, those delta V's are in vacuum, not sea level. I've been working with sea level numbers. I've been overbuilding every rocket, like a lot. I mean, that number changes. 2769 all the way up to 3442. You add these together. This is in vacuum. All the maps and everything that you see, the cheat sheets are all in vacuum. I've been building them. Let's just take a look at some monstrosity that I, yeah, this one called Shitcraft. This one flew horribly. It was a real floppy dick of a rocket. It's comically just way overbuilt at 6,000 in a vacuum. At sea level, we're looking at 5218. There's no reason for this thing to be this big. It's hilariously overbuilt. Um, it flies like a disaster. I'll just show it to you. So, yeah, don't overbuild. You're right. It won't even stand up straight. So, yeah, throttle up, launch. Everything is just all over the place. It spins uncontrollably. It's actually not being too bad right now. Put itself into a nice little gravity turn. As we start to pick up some speed, I already see some oscillations. Actually really kind of impressed with how well this thing is doing. I might actually just try to roll with this. Oh, we are on a pretty not so great inclination. But if I can lay this over. Oh, and this isn't even with SAS on. Oh, there it is. Yep. Alright, well, let's turn SAS on. Trust me, trying to lay this thing over, it's just gonna keep doing this. This might work, though. I'm actually really surprised. I wasn't even trying. I was talking so much shit about how terrible this thing is. And it is bad, like, don't get me wrong, I'm really gonna lose it here. I really want to bring this thing back around. Come on. You can do it. Just pick back up. No, don't nose down. Oops. It would help if I didn't hit that key. I probably broke it right there. On. Yeah, I'm gonna lose it. It's not really very, it's not very controllable. This is pretty much what I was doing before. Once aerodynamics gets a hold of it, it's not gonna work. It's like a wet noodle. But anyway, okay, so I'm really impressed. If this had less joints, you know, each one of these fuel tanks has its own connection point. If I had better parts to be able to consolidate these down, like if I had, you know, if this could go from 18 fuel tanks down to 4, this thing would actually be not too bad. Alright. So, what I want is, let's cancel. Let's make a new one. And, we're actually going to keep it small, because turns out it doesn't really need anywhere near as much delta V as I was budgeting for. And really, if you want to think of it this way, so if you happen to miss, this is Valentina Kerman. We only have Bill, Bob, and Valentina. Physically, there is one that exists called Jebediah. We can find Jebediah. Jebediah is easy to find. He's the one on this circle right here. He's not doing so hot. Actually, he's doing great, but Yeah, so if this is your first time here, this is what happened to Jebediah. If you're familiar with Kerbal Space Program, of course you expected Jebediah to be lost in space. Nobody really holds on to him for too long, I guess. I certainly don't. Something always goes wrong and you always have to rescue him. Correction. Something always goes wrong for me and I always have to rescue him. It's just one of those facts of life. But yeah, so he's up here just chilling. This is Jebediah. He's doing great. But yeah, so this is Valentina. Valentina will be our pilot. Also revisited the wiki and remembered that, you know, each one of them can do a different thing. So like Valentina, oh, it even says right there, affects stability assist, prograde, retrograde, full vessel control without comnet access. So when we're on the backside of the moon, she can still fly. I should start using a scientist to get more science. You actually get a science boost. And the ability to reset experiments, which is great, but I only have spot for one. Kerbals can perform EVAs and can place flags, right. So all that does is go from 12 to unlimited with 282,000. Yeah, I don't think so. Alright, so let's not make a floppy craft this time. Another thing that I need to keep in mind is this is just going around the moon and back. That's it. Around the moon and back. Super simple. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. Doesn't even need to do anything fancy. Just needs to survive. So, this... Swivel? Yeah, we'll put a swivel on there. It doesn't really have the power of the Reliant. You'll see the 725. No, not the 725. Almost did it again. Vacuum. 928. So 928 is pretty much all that we need to get. That's actually plenty. I think that's about 3 times as much as we need to get back from our capture with the moon. Capture? Our getting into the moon's sphere of influence. I believe that's called a capture, because it's not an orbit. But yeah, so this is all that's coming back. Actually, this is all that's coming back, but this is what's going to be coming back from the moon. We don't need to land. We don't need to do anything fancy. We just need something that'll fly. Plenty of Delta V, like way more than we need. Actually, in fact, oh, here's another thing. Monopropellant, not going to be using it. Take it out. 940. Got a little extra Delta V out of that. I probably could adjust this and try to get that to where everything's budgeted properly. If I really wanted to squeeze everything out of it. I'm going to leave it alone. It's easy enough to work around. So here we go, and fuel tank, fuel tank. We're going to go with another swivel just for convenience. I think aerodynamically, is this a control surface? This is a control surface. I did open these up. And actually this is a delta wing, so could actually pop this off of here and use the Reliant just to really get out there. So this we're looking at 957. And that's the super cool part about this engine, is it's actually more Delta V with this large thing. All we did was change out the engine. But there's no control surfaces. So we'll do... no. Well, let's see how it goes. Let's try 3. It's small enough. 4. Yeah. That'll work. Okay. So 940, 900. 900 is enough to get out there, but it's a little shy. I think 860 is the number I'm shooting for. Yes, I'm going to check the sheet. Hold, please. Yeah, 860, I was correct. So, 860 is what we need to go out to the moon from low Kerbal orbit. Okay, so 3,400. Alright, so this will work if I do it properly. And has just 40 more, and we can use a lot of this. So, I'm happy with that. I'm actually, like, way happy with that. So, let's do... just to make things look better, and that is the actual only reason. Let's do that. And then radial decouplers. I'll put these up kind of high, and solid. Oh, right, yeah, okay. 2 solid boosters. Connected. They are connected. And what are we looking at there? Reset that. A vacuum. So 1560. 1560. Yeah, so we'll stage those there and then use another set. Okay, and we'll stage those as their own thing. And it's only 793. So that's not going so great. But yeah, because that's not even gonna get us up where we need to be. So this actually needs to be longer. Okay. Do want this to be a bit higher. We can just translate that down. That's fine. That's connected. Okay, so we've got 2 stages. 1906. 1542. That'll work. And actually, that's all four going at the same time. That's not even what I want. Yeah, that's not it at all. Okay. And then, so these 2. So those, the left and right, let's call them. And that's left and right, so we want that to be there. So now, these will fire. Thrust to weight 1.5, it's a little high, it's not bad. And then these, thrust to weight is 2.41. Those are actually, we could probably set these down. Not probably, we will set these down a bit. 1.3, that's a little much. Okay, and then this thrust limiter, we can bring this one like way down. So we'll trade thrust for burn time. So this will burn for 46 seconds. This will burn for 68 seconds. A little bit higher thrust. I don't even like that. Oh, really don't like that one though. Yeah, 1.31. Not bad. This one is adjustable with fuel, so we'll leave that. And yeah, so 4584. And these numbers do match. This should go to the moon. So we'll go, don't I already have? Let's do, yeah, save. But it'll be called Untitled Spacecraft. Yeah, I already have one called Mooncraft. But we're going to overwrite that. Because the other one was bad. Like, real bad. Overwrite. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Aerodynamics. Let's get a set of them on there. And it also looks like we'll need some aerodynamics on the outside of these. Didn't do too much to our delta V, but it did a lot for our aerodynamics here. Alright, so let's just check aerodynamically. The first ones to come off are these. It's still okay. It went up a little bit, not too bad. Then these come off. Should be fine. Okay, and then just to make sure it sits right, I'm going to translate these down just a little bit. Go. Okay. Save that. I guess I want some science here. I really plan on just doing like exploration first, science later. I don't know if that's the way to do it. It's probably not. Actually, no. Why make two trips? That makes no sense. We are in career mode here. That is not a good way to think. So, while we are flying, I believe we'll be going through... Okay, going back to my handy-dandy checklist here. So, let's say moon only. If we get into high space, we can use one of these. Two of them are there for symmetry. And, if I'm reading this correctly, we will not be able to use the temperature either. Because there's no atmosphere. Right. Yeah, so we're just doing crew reports. Crew reports and EVAs. I will take these off. Okay. Save it. Run it. I'm hoping that I can get enough science just from going to the moon and back that we can unlock the where it shows you their orbits in the map. I can't think of the name of that. Yeah, okay, so throttle up and go. Not a lot of thrust, but that's okay. I mean, it's as okay as it's gonna get. I do want to pretty much be going straight up, but the problem is I also don't want to drop these onto the launch pad. Okay, now I got a little bit of speed. That was challenging. Okay. This should go significantly faster. And we're just going to ride this on up. Seems to be going pretty well. Ignore those explosions. And now we're really lay this thing over. We're at 29,000. Apoapsis is, looks like it's coming up to 70. We'll try to stop it right around 80. Yep. And we will fall because we're still in the atmosphere. I didn't do too efficient of a turn. Correction, I didn't do nearly as efficient of a turn as I could have. But we'll still flatten out here. Should be nearly equatorial. Like, this should be almost lined up perfect. I'm going to take my eyes off of this, look at the map. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. It helps when you just don't think about it, you know? Okay, so we're watching our numbers. Apoapsis is 82. We're still coming up. And it stopped going down. We've left the atmosphere. So we're now in space. I think we've taken a crew report. Yes. I think we've even done an EVA. These are all things I should probably write down and pay attention to. Or at least remember. Given my track record with these guys, though, it's probably not the best time to go figuring all of that out. So we'll just continue to go just flat, horizontal. Start adding some throttle in. Just watching this periapse to come up. They're still increasing. I'm a little bit behind, but I definitely do not want it to get away from me. I do want to stay out in front of it, which I'm not doing. Yeah. And now I can goose it all I want, and this number's still gonna... Oh, it's coming down. This one is also rapidly increasing. That's all that fuel. Oh, I was not efficient at all. I was nowhere near efficient. We've only got 940. It's going to take 860 to get out, 300 to get back. So this is not smart. We're going to circularize. Okay, that's way out there. But it's definitely, it's not enough to come back. If I tried to push that all the way out, we could get out there. We don't have enough delta V. So, best thing we can do is going to be just go around and come back down. Unfortunately, really not much of an option. We can go on an EVA though. We'll get our Kerbal to go out here and do an EVA report, which we've already done. Okay, so an entirely wasted trip, other than looking at this place from space. I'm just going to increase the time here. I thought I had oodles of delta V. Like, I thought it must not have been a very efficient burn in the beginning. Couldn't have been. I was certain that was going to get us out and back. We'll just go all the way around. It was almost perfect if I brought enough fuel. Does look kind of cool from up here too. You know, that part's kind of neat. Well, yeah, let's get set up. SAS, retrograde. I guess I also was not burning prograde. I was just on my own tangent. Probably, if I had locked in prograde and done a prograde burn the entire time, probably would be fine. Unlocking conics probably would help as well. So we want to land as close to here as possible. Yeah, that was a really good... like, I wish I could see all of my orbit info. Because I think that's almost identically straight on the horizon. Straight through the moon. Or, not the horizon, that other thing. The equator. Anyway. So if this here, that's 90 degrees. Can actually start this burn now. So we'll start bringing speed down. Pulling this in. Got 300 left. Yeah, I guess it's a good call not going all the way out there. That wasn't happening. That was a bad call. I'm gonna end up on the land. Alright, we're gonna pull some... do what I call a pro gamer move and actually burn prograde. With that getting back into the atmosphere, that should go though. Because the periapsis is actually 322 meters and the apoapsis is 351 kilometers. So even though it's not touching the surface, we certainly will be touching the surface. Because I wanted to touch about here, and that wasn't really happening. So we'll give this just a little bit of time warp. Okay, we'll give it a little bit more time warp. And okay, it's already bringing us back in because we are most likely inside the atmosphere. Yeah, 67. Should be a nice, easy landing. Alright, so also not really a bad idea to give it one of these, launch that way, just clear it, get it out of there. That way we don't collide with it later on. That would not be good. Wonder if we'll ever see that thing again. Alright, so pretty standard stuff here. Nothing fancy, just bring it on in. Turn SAS off, let it do its thing. Yeah, it looks like we should make it. This doesn't look right. Oh, we will not make it. That's not even the right, well, can I get a crew report? Yes, I can. I can't risk an EVA at this point here. I'm just gonna pop the parachute and come on down. Alright, so the recovery cost is gonna be a little higher than I want. But still not too bad. Alright, and recover vessel. Also been forgetting about that button there. I've been going back to the tracking station every time. That's pointless. So, 5.2 science earned. Over the desert, yeah, that was 3.5. And recovery of a vessel from an orbit, 1.7. Okay, definitely am losing money. We are bleeding a bit. It's not terrible, but it certainly is not good. What is this? We can recover that. It's a little bit more, I guess, right? Or anything else out there? No. Yeah, okay. So now I'm very curious here, as you may be as well. What did I do wrong? Is this a mathematical error? $4,500 should be plenty. Okay. Especially with this 940. Because it only takes, what, 310 to get back? Yeah, 310. So really that only needs 310 up top. And the next one is 860. Which it has plenty of that. That's way more than 860. That's almost double. And then the 3,400 to get up into orbit. Which, 13, and oh, that's 2,000. That's not 3,000, that's 2,000. I have no idea where I got 1,700 from, but it's not 1,700. That is clearly a 729, which rough math gives us just over 2,000. It's still 1,400 shy. This was never going to make it. Okay, so yeah, I get okay, so less fuel and less locks. It barely affects these numbers. Oh, what did that do? Oh no, okay. I put all of them at the same time. I don't want all of them at the same time. Right, I want that. But that fuel up top hardly did anything. All it did was affect this. And maybe that. Are these not enough? Certainly they should be enough. And with this being 1,600, I mean, you add that in, right? Yeah? That's still not enough. That's still like a couple hundred short. Which is what we were seeing up there in space. So, do I need another one of these. What does that do? 1800. What did I have before? 16. $1,900, 714. These suffered, but this one got better. But they didn't suffer as much as this one did improve. We got an extra 200 here for a loss of 50? That seems worth it. And this one is unchanged. What if we broke this down into a 3400 plus 860? So 4260. Yeah, 860. Okay, so 860 and 3400. 4260 is what the bottom piece needs to be. So if we just condense the whole thing into a booster to get all the way out there. It's 3901. That's not gonna work. It's close. Can I squeeze another 300 out of this? Or this the way to go? That gave us a 1345. Okay, we need a 4880. So that would work. It'd be a multi-stage burn, and pretty much from low Kerbal orbit all the way out would be so it'd be 310 both ways. That's 620. Be that. So yeah, 620. That'd be a lot more burn. Yeah. But does it work? So if 4880 is the number I'm shooting for, and this is correct. This is set up for vacuum on Kerbal. Well, vacuum on Kerbal, sure. 1.06. So now we actually need to start adding thrust back in. Ugh. 1.15. Not quite enough. Does that help at all? That makes so little of a difference. I mean, aerodynamically it makes a lot of difference, but weight-wise it does not make any difference at all. So... about that. Why is that way worse? 4168. $268. Oh, because it went back to what? Uh-huh. Alright, 5202. That would be why it's way worse. Oh, it's still worse though. Okay. Alright, so 5202. That gives us an extra 400. That should be able to do it. All to 2.0. Give it a save. Alright, I'm giving this one shot. Everyone that's watching, this is going to be the one shot that I've got. 5202. Our thrust weights all look good. We can actually take these down a bit. Get us a little bit more burn time. This should work. These are all the way up. Yep. Okay. Should be fine. We got our gal Valentina. She's gonna be real good at flying by the end of this. And if I can get the same burn that I did last time, but click on the correct buttons, use the prograde markers, should be good. Throttle up. Hit the thing. Building speed a lot faster. That's a lot less wasted time. Start leaning. It's not going to be quite as clean as last time. It is much, much happier once it loses those other two. I don't think I'm going to go quite prograde yet. Because that's just going to continue falling in that direction very slowly. It's up because everything is being done manually. Still have not unlocked what I need to. Okay, we'll lose those. And now I think we'll start going prograde. A bit wobbly. Hopefully it doesn't affect our numbers here. Still a lot of Delta V. It's looking good. And we'll cut it. So now, math time. Delta V. 620 for the trip down and back. Hey, you know what? We don't even need that, because we're not going to be circularizing around the moon. This will be a circular orbit around the moon. This is 620 plus the 860, which is 1480, and we got plenty of that. So yeah, this is very doable. So let's start planning this out. Okay, so moon is here. We'll continue in that direction. So this is like the worst way to do it. I'm just guessing entirely. I should have other tabs and things. I also want to keep my... Oh, I don't have time to reach. So I need to watch this like a hawk. Really can't even do anything until we're circularized, otherwise I'll just fall back to the planet again. Another one I've got my eyes on is right here. Our vertical speed indicator. You can watch that starting to come down. Means we're getting close. We'll start burning. Actually, no, we're going to burn a lot. Yeah, we got to come up off of this. Okay. As planned. Oh, come on. More than we need, but it'll work. It's out of the atmosphere. Could give it just a little bit. Yeah, okay. Alright, fine. So, okay, the plan is, this one is Kerbal Orbiter, and this one is, should be Mooncraft. It is. Alright, in order to reach the moon, I guess I want it, oh no, there's a thing for this too, isn't there? What is it, 44 degrees? So yeah, moon transfer is 45 degrees. So, without getting a protractor out, I mean, I guess this is 90 and that's 45. So when I am here, actually no, I want to be on this side to, why is this so brain breaking? I need to be on the opposite side to burn to increase the orbit. We'll just go around a couple times. I think that's going to be the best way to do it, since it is pretty much in line. So here's the plan. A bit of time warping. A bit more of time warping. Okay, so now we're back at the apoapsis, I guess. I can't really tell. I don't have maneuver nodes, so what we're going to do is go prograde, which will turn us in that direction. Yeah, and then so we're going to... Yeah, the moon's out there somewhere, trust me. What this will do, if if I'm careful enough, burn to increase we want to go just a tad more. Okay. I still got 433. So not enough to circularize an orbit, but it will be enough to get an intercept. Oh yeah, that's pretty. I like that. Now, here's the super unfortunate part, and I'm going to go ahead and... Is it F5? God, I hope it's F5. Yeah, quick save. Here. I know it's not exactly what we agreed upon, guys, but I'm not able to see what that's going to do. I mean, it should tell me in how many orbits I'll need to be able to get out there and where it should be to line up, and I can move the maneuver nodes and all that. We'll see that eventually, hopefully. And but this will be enough to get out there and enough to get back and be able to slow ourselves down. So, more time warping. Now, I know I'm going to miss it. It's not possible. I'm not going to be able to... It's going to be long gone by the time we get out there. But what I don't want to do is crash into it the next time around. That's very important. So, missed it this time. Oh, poor little Jebediah. I mean, I know it's just time warp. He's not feeling a thing, but it looks terrible. Okay, okay, slow down, slow down. Slow your roll. Because that looks... Yeah, we might need some correction for this one. Oh, we will certainly need some correction for this. And I don't even know what it's going to want, but we are just on a collision course for that. Okay, let's try... Oh no, I don't want to go prograde, that's why. It kept fighting me, that'd be why. Let's do something like... Oh, okay, I have the markers, I just can't click on them. Yeah. So let's shift our orbit. No, I don't want to fight the moon. Yeah, I don't want to fight the moon. I want to work with it. So let's go radially out. And radially out should put us behind the moon, in theory. Oh, but that is not a whole lot of fuel left if this does not work. Okay, something changed. Yeah, the game knows something that I don't. Let's just keep working our way in here. I think that might have been a moon capture. Is why the screen did that. That was not anything that I did, and we may have just missed. We might be going just behind it now. This could have been perfectly lined up nearly the first time. I do not like the way this looks. No, actually, yeah. Okay, cool. So that's what that was. Yeah, it's you have to be this close without your tracking station to be able to get. So yeah, there it is. How cool is that? Trying to do a crew report, but I can't. We're like still. Oh, probably because is that why? Yeah, that's why. So yeah, let's get that one. That'll be worth some science, I'm sure. Look at that. That's Kerbal all the way over there. Oh, even more science. Now hop back in. We'll be back. We will certainly be back. You haven't seen The Last of Us, Moon. So the cool part now is that while we're in the sphere of influence of the moon, our orbit looks like it's shooting off into who knows where. And yeah, at this point, really, who knows where. I know that it's not enough that it's gonna like just launch us into, you know, another planet or anything. We're definitely coming back to Kerbin, but zero idea how that's gonna happen. So let's just advance time. Yeah, okay, so cool. Glad we left some kind of fuel in, because we are certainly gonna need it. That dragged us way out. So at apoapsis, or nearly there, we'll do a little SAS and some retrograde and start to pull this back in. We're looking at what's periaps, 1.9 million meters. Yeah, so we're going to want to be real good about this one. And yes, we're lined up. Retrograde. Start to burn. Start to burn. That's going to come in. Oh, we've still got 300. 600, 500. We're falling real fast. I would like to catch this just under 80. 57 is fine. That'll be inside the atmosphere. Then we can use atmospheric braking. And it's same old game we've been playing. Okay, so we'll advance this. Oh, do not hit the moon. Okay, I was really terrified that we were going to hit the moon there. Wouldn't that be interesting? So, back in. Now, the game will stop you whenever you're in the atmosphere of a body, but that terrifies me. So we're still going retrograde, which is fine. We don't even need to go retrograde anymore because it's I mean, yes, we do, but you know what I mean. So we'll go off of this and no, that's not. This is what I want. Launch that off of there. Stop. just go retrograde. Okay, fine. So turn SAS off, and then just fall. Get that line back up. So where exactly does it think that we'll be falling? Because I hope that it doesn't continue this. We've already just jettisoned all of our fuel. Okay, so they get a nice view of us entering the atmosphere. That's where we want to be. It's not going to be where we are. Gonna say, boy, I hope this atmosphere starts slowing us down soon. But it did. We're coming in a lot hotter than we have ever before. Am I going to be able to test this heat shield? Just still have that in the back of my mind, because we're going to be going way fast. Might actually be going too fast. We skip. We skipped. Oh, no. I have terrible news for everyone. I didn't get us down quite far enough. We just bounced off of the atmosphere. So, round again we go. It's not so bad, though. We can't collide into the moon, so I'll just run this around and come on back. Okay. Try again. And we bounced off again. Okay. So 56, I mean, we're scuffing off speed every time. And eventually one of these times we'll just fall all the way back down. Actually, are we still in? No, it's going back out. Okay. So maybe another one. Thanks for the comment. Jeb is on the teacup ride. Jeb is on the teacup ride from hell, actually. He's just having a whale of a time over there. I wonder if Jeb is just looking at oh no, I've forgotten your name, but why have I forgotten your name? Valentina. I wonder if Jeb is just watching Valentina go around in a circle and is like, well, at least I'm not them. Because I couldn't help but feel that way. You know, you keep crossing in and out and just bouncing off and going out to halfway between the moon, and you know, we've been out here for 12 days just trying to get back to Kerbal. That was an interesting thing. I thought I could speed up, but I guess with me being in the map, I must have made it mad. Wee. Look at Jeb. That's a teacup ride I wouldn't want to be on. I don't know, maybe it'd be fun to go to space. Okay. I'll bring it back in. No, we're still at 170. Yeah. Okay. 60,000. Are we going to get it this time? This rocking might help. Or it might light us on fire. A little bit of both, I guess. This number is coming down. So it's not like I'm, you know, terribly concerned. It's just how many times are we going to have to go around and do this same thing again? It is creating a significant amount of drag, though. But we're back up again. So we'll wait until about 80, go out to the map, go around again. Okay, same thing. Try again, I guess. It's never ending. Oh, that might not be so good. I doubt you can see him. You're looking for a speck in a whole bunch of... but I'm not too thrilled about this. It's definitely way closer than I want it to be. I mean, they're 40,000 meters apart. I also don't think I'm able to target. I cannot. But yeah, somewhere out there is Jebediah, and he's not too far away. He's just far enough he's outside of render distance. This is almost getting to be a chore. We are decreasing the periapsis though. It is working. We just have to get enough of a slice that we stop bouncing off and actually drop off enough velocity um, to be able to get in there. Absolutely should have kept that last stage until now and then just burned all the rest of the fuel out and fell quickly. But I didn't do that. So now we're skipping a lot. Every time we get just a little bit further though. I don't think we're gonna get it this time either. Wonder if spinning this thing makes sense. I mean, not really. Can you not? Thank you. It hardly did anything. Isn't this fun? Welcome to Kerbal Space Program, where you don't plan. That's not fair. Actually, I did plan a lot. Um, just didn't, you know. Oops. Retrograde. Thank you. Um, just jettisoned apart way too soon. Sure wish I had like some fun music or something. It's awful lonely up here in space. And we're going back up again. Okay. This is wonderful. This is exactly what I wanted. Starting to take a lot larger chunks off of our altitude. The periapsis every time though, because it's like the more time you spend in the atmosphere, then the more time the more speed it will scuff off. Of course, you know. When it's just a matter of being able to get in there for long periods of time, all while dodging Jebediah. And like we're still coming down, and it's already taken off like 1,000 kilometers. We just now got to it, and then we're going back up. So I mean, it's like it's chunking it pretty hard. Even on the up trip, we've got all the way from 54 up to 70. That it's still decreasing the speed. Imagine just 3 days of passing by Kerbin, flying halfway to the moon, coming back, doing it a little bit more. That would be terrible. At that point, I wish I was Jebediah. Right, almost at 80. So we'll reset this and do it again. See, it's getting like way smaller now. Now we're like not halfway to the moon. Which should bring our period down, but I don't have any clue what that is. Now, the other unfortunate part about bringing our period down is that it means that there is a lot more time for us to crash into Jebediah. That was still not even closer than the I spoke way too soon. Like, this better be the last time that I go down. And it's like, this needs to be it. Another option. Oh no, I was gonna say it's showing that it's partly safe for a parachute. That'd be a long fall with a parachute. I think this should be 2250. Anything under 2250, and I bet that stop that. Anything under 2250, and you start to fall, that you can't maintain an orbit. I mean, I'm definitely not maintaining an orbit now at all. Oh, it's almost keeping up with me. That was a decent chunk. The other side is really coming down. Once this gets under 80, I mean, we like really that's what we need. The periapsis doesn't matter as much as the apoapsis, because we're still taking the speed down. Once that goes below 70, we'll be in the atmosphere the entire time. Still climbing, but not much. And we're finally not in danger of hitting Jebediah anymore. Yeah, one more time around, we're back out of the atmosphere. This should be it, though. This will be the last re-entry. Any luck, we should land in the water. Not too far. I think that would take a lot of luck, though. Alright, so we'll go retrograde. We'll set that up. This will be the last time. And accelerate. Get down to where we're actually doing something. And all I've got to do now is stage the parachute at the correct time. Easy peasy. Done it dozens of times before. There is a problem, though. All of this speeding, the ablator is just getting riggedy wrecked. Now I know that this thing will be able to handle it, but that it's just eating away at this ablator. Okay, we're in the atmosphere for the last time. Even if that doesn't hold, we should still be okay. I'm gonna be really, really upset if we're not. Like, insanely upset. Okay, so just because it's... Got it. Got it. Yes! So even though the ablator is gone, I guess it's just... like the part health? I don't know. I have no idea. Super happy about this. That took forever. So we'll be getting some money for that one. I guess because of this angle, I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Okay, we're finally coming down. Getting nice and cool. Looks very spent. Look at that. Look at all that carbon. It's doing its job. And we'll just do our pretty standard, I'm just gonna hit it at 10, just because I don't need anything else to go wrong. And we are way out here, but not too bad. Not terrible. It's, we've been a lot further out before. Right. Okay, let's speed this up. One crew report per capsule. Okay. I don't want to risk it. We could go on EVA, get a little bit more science out here in this water in the ocean. Not going to do it. Just recover it, bring it back. We did a lot with this. Not not terribly thrilled about how it went, but we're back. Look at that, 38 science. That is a lot of science that we brought back. Hooray, finally. EVA report while space. So, the harder it is to reach, the more data you get. So, because we're in space high over the moon, that gave us a lot of science. It's not like you can exactly walk there. did not recover a whole lot from parts, but we just jettisoned a lot of them off. Fairly confused why I have 484,000. And then, and gain 2 experience, hooray. Valentina, you're probably going to be my go-to, even if we get Jebediah back at this point. Yeah, so do we have any trash? We do. Oh, that's not coming back. And not, I don't think we're going to be recovering this one at all. Yeah, it doesn't have, so it's not controllable. I was curious what its periapsis was going to be. That's just going to burn up in the atmosphere. But yeah, that's the only debris that we have. There's nothing else out there. Okay, cool. Not great, not bad. That does allow us to get some basic science, where we can have rechargeable battery packs of the Science Junior, experimenting storage. So then we could store, the crew reports. We could have gotten multiple crew reports. The Probodobodyne Staputnik to launch remote crafts. That's awesome. So you can actually put that on top of a rocket with an empty command pod, and that's how we're going to get Jebediah. So maybe this is the next one we want. It does unlock a little bit more science and a high gain antenna. So you saw as we were flying around in the orbit, that line that connected us to Kerbal was going green, yellow, red, and then eventually disappeared. Well, you need communications whenever you're at that far out. Just the standard stuff, it doesn't work. So this high gain antenna allows you to even set up relay networks, which is awesome. Or this Terrier, that engine, and these fuel tanks. I really do need a stronger fuel tank. Those 3 right there is going to be huge. We have 102. Actually, not even going to think about it. Yep, don't think about it, just do it, right? There we go. Okay, so now we have the... Okay, it's in reverse order. Now we have the Terrier engine, and this Thud, which is really nice for maneuverability, and the basic science, including the probe body. Alright, we're going to leave it there. We did great. Let's check in on Jebediah, make sure he's still also doing great. Good, buddy? Yeah. You're doing good.